Welcome to Let's Talk. I'm Marta.
I'm Wanda.
I'm Sue.
And I'm Jessica.
Today's topic is hobbies. Do you have a hobby? Do you take time to have a hobby? Have you learned something about it? Do you enjoy it? Or you just work, and don't have anything to enjoy? Do y'all have a hobby?
Yeah, I have a hobby.
What is your hobby, Wanda?
Well, one of my hobbies is watching TV. Yeah. I like to relax and watch Desperate Housewives. But no, I like to relax and I like to watch TV. I like to play cards. I have a lot of different things that I like to do, but those are just a couple of things. What about you, Mister? What you got?
Well, I've enjoyed fishing a lot. As does Bill.
Yes.
But my fishing passion has kind of died because my dog did, and my dog was my best friend that went fishing with me and stayed by my side and whatever. So, you know, it's not just the activity itself, but it was relationship too that I really enjoyed.
Right.
And then my sister, she always tries to decide what my hobbies should be, and she's a collector, so she started me collecting porcelain plates that have roses on them. Now she is up to about 10, but and I do enjoy them, even though I don't like dusting them. But anyway,
Yes, ma'am.
What about you?
How about you, Jessica?
Well, my main hobby right now is writing. I love to write. I'm writing now, finishing up on my first novel, so that's my passion. My passion is writing. I love writing.
Okay.
Have you found it that sometimes when you ask your friends, what do you do for a hobby? They say, I don't have time for hobbies.
Yeah.
I don't have time. And that happened to me when I worked.
Yeah.
When I worked, I never had time. You know, I would work till late at night and even sometimes on the weekends. So I really didn't have time to do anything that I really enjoyed. So then when I retired, here I am again, retirement, a big change. I said, what am I going to do? I mean, I like to paint, but I don't think I'm good at it. I like to sew. Oh, whoa, I flunked that class in college. I like to, what I did is I started taking small courses of different things. I took quilting, I took scrapbooking, I took painting, and I discovered that I really like those things, even though my paintings might not be the best paintings, you know, but I like to go out with Bill, my husband, and just, we ride, and I love barns. And I like to photograph barns and paint barns, you know, and my barns are so. But anyway, I like that very much. What do y'all, I mean, what else do y'all like to do? How do you come about your fishing? You always like fishing, Sue?
I have since I was a young child. But I'm not a high-tech fisherwoman. I like a pole. It's got a reel, real simple, a cork, and it's got a live minnow on it because the heck with all this casting. You throw him out there once and let him do the work. But I enjoyed that type of fishing.
Are you an outdoors person?
I have been. Of course, our roles kind of change as we go through different times in our lives, but I always have been an outdoors person.
I have.
But the fishing, as I said, it was related to an animal as well. But I like the solitude, I like the quiet, the serenity, the nature around you, just the stillness of fishing. Because I don't really catch that many, so that's not usually a problem. But I enjoy the time alone and I enjoy the environment.
Well, I know that, you know, whatever we do, and we're going to read that now in Scripture. Okay, so we're going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. And it says, whether therefore ye eat or drink or whatever ye do all to the glory of God.
Yes.
So whatever we do, whether it's painting, watching TV, fishing and enjoying nature, or writing, we can do it, you know, for the glory of God.
Right.
You know, and writing, you know, definitely the glory of God. And you were talking about how did, you know, we get into our hobbies. I got into writing because I love to write from the time I was young. Love writing stories and making those fictional characters come to life. So with the book that I'm writing now, hopefully it'll be published in May, no later than May. But I wanted to give glory to the Lord. I really did. And so what I did, excuse me, is that I would take the characters into situations. And they would have to get out of these situations, but it would be through the Lord. And these characters are women. you know. So I wanted the people to know that whatever you're in, God can bring you out.
Amen.
So whatever you do, whenever you eat, whenever you drink, because eating can be a hobby.
Oh yeah, that's
I
mine.
mean, you can go to different restaurants, mom and pop diners and stuff. That can be a hobby too.
Yeah, me and my husband do that, Jessica. We like to get together, get in the car, and go to different places. We like to go to different places that we've never, been before to eat.
Me too.
And something else that, since y'all were talking about outdoors, me and my husband, we like to get in the car and go. I don't know why we do this, but this is just the strangest thing. We like to go to the bridges, like different bridges, like on old roads and stuff, and we'll just stop and we'll get out and we'll just walk around. I don't know why we do that.
That's nice though.
Romantic.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just something that we enjoy doing. But while we're doing that, we look for stuff. We look for like old stuff, and we look for things that people throw out. You know what I'm saying? That may be important. And we found a lot of different things by doing that.
When I lived in Puerto Rico, my favorite hobby was to go and sit at the beach. I mean, the beach
That's
is right
nice.
there close, to where I lived, and I like to take my little chair, sit there in my hat or an umbrella, a beach umbrella, and just put it there and just take a book and just spend the whole day right there smelling the ocean and looking at that wonderful blue ocean that I miss so much,
Yeah.
and that would relax me and would just be so great, so wonderful. But I have found that to have something to do, to enjoy,
Yeah.
to relieve stress, it's important.
Right.
Like I said, I didn't do it all the time when I was working, and now that I have it, we talked about stress here.
Yeah.
So when I get stressed out, I either go to I have a craft room at the house.
Oh.
Yes. It's a mess room. It's actually what it is. But it has like my sewing machine. It has my table for scrapbooking. It has my computer. It has, a whole bunch of things because I like to do a lot of things. So I had tried to learn with different people, like quilting.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to quilt, and I thought, oh my Lord, I will never do this. But I had a friend that sat with me, so I hand quilt.
Oh.
And I mean, it's not that I have done like 20 quilts, but at least I've done 2 throws.
Yeah,
and,
that's good.
And it's been very interesting and it's very
Right.
relaxing. I also had mentioned in this program that I want to keep my mind active.
Right, right.
And that's a way to keep your mind active, to have a hobby.
Right. And I want to learn how to crochet. I really want to learn how to crochet. That looks so fun to me. But I don't know how to do it.
I learned how to crochet.
Did
My
you?
friend Mary taught me how to crochet
and
and
see,
all this
I want to learn
process.
how to do that. And music too is another
another-
one of my hobbies. I like to just listen
See,
to
my
music.
mama was I took care of my mama for 2 years in the house. And then the last year she was bedridden, so I couldn't get out of the house. So I taught my mama how to do things. So we crafted together. I would just sit by her and crochet, so I had to find things to also occupy my mind. So I recommend that, try new things. You might not be good at it. It doesn't matter. Just give it a try,
Just give it a try.
Give it a
And
try.
I know Miss Sue had said earlier about having a passion. That your hobby, and am I correct? That usually when you have a hobby, you have a life for it, but you also have a passion for it. And when Wanda was
Seek
just
it out.
you seek it out. And when Wanda was just talking about music, I didn't realize that was a hobby, but I am known to find all different types of songs because I don't want to follow the crowd with different songs. So what I do is I search out songs. It could be country, it could be rap, it could be salsa, it could be classical, just different types of music, and it relaxes me. And I didn't realize that could be a hobby.
That
And
is a
I really
hobby.
do enjoy doing it.
Right. Yeah,
I
you
really
do. You listen to a lot of different
love
music,
music.
and that's what I like too. I like to listen to different music because I'm like I love the '90s. I don't know why, but the '90s music is totally different from this generation now.
Yeah, it is.
And so I like to listen to music. I like to listen to audiobooks. That's another hobby too. I know some of you was talking about reading a while ago,
yeah.
but that's a good hobby to have.
There's a lot
is
of people.
reading.
I collect angels and I collect snowballs. And I think that's another hobby that a lot of people have.
Collecting
things.
Yeah, you was talking about collecting those plates and stuff.
And it
like
becomes
that.
interesting because you mentioned you
Yeah.
have to travel, right?
Right.
And I do have something else that I personally like to collect, and I've kind of got my sister on this too for me. She lives in New York, so she has different resources than I have here. She goes to different junk stores and estate sales and stuff. But I really enjoy the little aluminum kitchen items, like the little cups or the scoops or the spoons or the coffee pots. And I have been all over the place looking at little coffee pots that you know have the little percolating unit inside. And actually, I do have I was not going to fess up, but I do have a whole shelf of those that I just enjoy looking at. I don't even drink coffee, but
what's wrong with you?
I probably got
hobby.
I got a problem. But this,
No, that's fine.
I don't know. It brings me back to childhood and my grandparents and that sort, and you just can feel where that little item has been. You know, the little aluminum tea. What do they call the tea? You put your loose tea bags in and hang it over the side of your pot.
Yes.
That just gives me joy. I have it hung up on a little hook in our cabin, and it just gives me joy to see that, because I remember Mama telling me to make the tea. So things like that, you know, are precious to me.
Wanda was talking about how she didn't know why she listened to 90s music. And then Miss Sue was just talking about her aluminum, you know, the pots and shakers and teacups,
Utensils.
Utensils. And how it brings your memories back to the childhood. And I know that Miss Marta collects nativity scenes, you know, just different things. And I was thinking sometimes our hobbies also can take us back to when we were younger. My grandmother used to have these umbrellas, and I would love her umbrellas, and so I used to collect umbrellas. My mother would always have a drawer, the top of the dresser, full of perfume, you all. She got it from her aunts and her mother. So we do the same thing. So if that's a hobby, we collect different types of perfumes too. So it just, a lot of things do trigger back to your childhood if you think about it.
I wonder why I'm collecting shoes.
You got a lot of shoes.
I have a lot of shoes. I love shoes.
Have any of you do sports?
Well, I watch a lot. I used to participate. I used to be a real avid volleyball player, but when I got 40 plus, I decided that probably wasn't in my best interest. Some of my own teammates were like human torpedoes, and they'd take me down rather than the ball. But now, you know, my sons are out of school, so they're no longer in their basketball and golf and that sort, and now it's following the grandchildren.
Well, see, I love football. Like, I love football. Like,
She's a Dallas Cowboy fan.
I am Dallas Cowboys. I mean, hey, I watch it every Sunday and Sunday night. I can go home, and that's all I'll do. I'll just sit there and watch Monday night football.
You need to come and spend the evening with my husband. I started back working on Monday nights because of Monday Night Football. I said, I'll go work the ER rather than sit through that.
I love
That's bad when you have to go to work.
Y'all, I love football, and my husband don't like football. He do not. He's not a sports.
Tell him that he's got a date. I don't dislike it. I just don't love it.
I'm not a sporty person.
Me neither.
I don't. I mean, I go see the grandkids play, and I could see a soccer game. I like that. In Puerto Rico, baseball. It's the in thing. You know, it's not football. So I was not raised in football, basketball, and baseball. But I never played anything.
Well, yeah, and I think
I like to sing. I used to sing when I was
okay.
Well, I don't sing anymore or anything. But but I used to sing, and that was a hobby when I was younger.
I think it goes back to what Jessica was saying right quick, because when she said it goes back to your childhood, football was in our house, you know, and that's what my dad did, and that was one of the things that we done together. And so even now when I do it, I still kind of feel that closeness to him. So that's why, I mean, I just love it.
Would dancing be considered a hobby?
Yes.
Okay, so let me say this. My mother, you have to know my mother. Like, she's really nice and everything, but she loves to dance.
Me too.
So what she did was she would always dance with us. Like, she would say, come on, Grace, come on, Morgan, come on, Jessica, and she would dance. So then that trickled down to us. We love to dance. And now my sisters have kids, and so we now dance with them. And so that was a hobby to listen to different types of music, but also dance to different types of music. When I went to New Orleans, I went to a salsa place, and I was right with them, just having a good time. Everybody just having a good time because I've learned different dances and different cultures and different things. So that's a hobby for me too. I love to dance.
You need to come to Puerto Rico because in Puerto Rico, everything is about music and dancing.
Oh yeah, we might have to go.
My husband says that when you go to Puerto Rico, he goes with me. We hear a little bit of, and our bodies just start moving.
Oh yeah, I like Puerto Rico. I feel it.
He said, there they go, there they go. It's just
Oh.
very. It's like that. We are a lively bunch.
I like that.
In my house, there was always music and dance and that kind of thing. And I hear music. I was directing one time at the church, the cantata, and I told you this, and I had to move. I couldn't help it. My body just starts moving.
Talking about movement, we had taken my grandson to play a baseball tournament at Orange Beach 2 or 3 weeks ago, and one of the activities there at the motel or hotel or the condominium, maybe that's what they call it now, was table tennis. And I was a table tennis champ when I was in the 7th and 8th grade. I mean, loved it. They eat, breathe, and all that kind of. Anyway, when I saw that as a possibility, I had to go get the paddles. I mean, we had it on, and I had this desire to just smash that ball. And I knew I was still a winner, even though I was, probably not. But it came back. I mean, the passion, the whatever.
I know what you're saying.
It used to be.
It's in you.
It's still in you.
It's in me. Get back.
Do we think we should? How do you say this? Encourage our children or grandchildren or nephews or nieces to have hobbies?
Yes.
Do you think that's important in their lives?
Of course.
Anything outside of technology, they have plenty of that anyway. So things that require their manual participation or in their mental participation outside of technology. I think I've said this before. When I take my grands on little day trips or whatever, we have rules. I mean, you get 2 hours of screen time when you're with Mimi, and that's it. You choose your own cutoff time, or I'll help you choose it. But we do things while we're going down the road. We look for special things on the side of the road. Or one of my favorites, and theirs too, is we look for the flag. And there's flags everywhere. People didn't used to fly flags like they do now.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And you just need to tune into it. I mean, when you really notice, and you'll see that more people are showing their patriotism now with the flag. But anyway, that's one of our games. It doesn't require any kind of special tools or equipment. You just got to have your eyes open and your mouth ready to flap, so you can say flag.
So anything away from games.
Exactly.
Well, I want to say this though: games are hobbies. Now, I'm just telling y'all. And then this is another thing, and y'all may not agree with me. Facebook is a hobby that I've accumulated over time because.
But don't you catch yourself spending a lot of time doing that kind of thing, and takes you away from other things that you can be? I think phones and all this. Whatever you call it,
Well, you may not realize it, but these smartphones now, at the end of the day, it gives you cumulative totals as to how many hours and minutes you spent on the phone that day, and it's not always talking to somebody.
It's not. It's playing on Facebook, Instagram,
or information that you may have.
I have caught myself spending a lot of time on Facebook, and I have to say, whoa, stop. Let's do something else. Get a book, go outside. When spring comes, I like to spray paint everything and change everything outside. And my husband goes, there she goes. I bring a whole bunch of paint and start painting everything. But it's time to get out. When spring comes, it's a good time to say, let's go outside and just leave that phone.
See, I think my husband, he kind of got it. Like, he used it to his advantage sometimes, and sometimes he's like if we're driving down the road, he's like, put the phone up. But if we're going down the road and he don't want to hear him talking, why you ain't on your phone? So
it's talking a hobby.
Oh yes.
Yeah, because I can talk on their phone, had it charging, sitting next to me, I can talk.
I think getting together with friends and having a cup of coffee and talking, it's just super duper hobby.
Yeah, that's a good
In
thing.
Puerto Rico, my friends, Mayra, Glorita, Coco, Irma. Anyway, we used to have Wednesday ladies' night out.
Oh, that's nice.
But we didn't go out.
Yeah,
We
just
just
rotated
rotated from our
together.
homes, and we had the best time because we will cook, invite the other ones to our house,
nice.
and every Wednesday after work, we will go and rotate, and we will have something to drink, some things to snack on, and then we will have a meal. And it was very relaxing, and about 8:30 everybody will go home. So that's a good thing to do with
It
friends.
is, and I'm glad you brought that up because our women, we used to do it a lot more than we do now, but we would always take like every other month or something like that, get together and just kind of fellowship
At the church.
Yeah, not just at the church.
Okay,
We go outside of the church. We'll go somewhere to eat, or we'll take a movie, or do something fun together. Because like you said earlier, you don't want to just work all the time.
Yeah.
Do something as a group with
I
a
like
group
the
of ladies.
definition you had about hobby, and maybe it would be good to read it.
Okay.
Because it was
Well, a
good.
definition: a hobby is a regular activity that is done for enjoyment.
For enjoyment.
Collecting, engaging in creative and artistic pursuits, sports. It reflects constant and changing interest. And by continuing participation in that particular hobby, one acquires substantial knowledge and skill.
Yes. And then saying that, going back to what I was saying about the ladies, we did a painting. You remember we did the painting thing. We had all the ladies to come together, and y'all, I don't paint, you know what I mean? But I enjoyed it. It was fun. We did hand painting and all of this stuff. So like you were saying, you develop different interests because you don't know what you can do until you put yourself out there.
So with us talking to our audience out there, what would you suggest? How would they get started on starting a hobby? Maybe they haven't recognized that they could start a hobby, or like Marta said about working. So how do you start? How do you even get to the point where you say, you know what, I need to do more?
What I did, I just decided to started taking small courses, one-day courses. And there's a lot of places in Tupelo and Memphis and other places around here, even Oxford, that offer them. And then I identified what I really like, which I liked
that's
everything.
good.
But anyway, I like anything I can do with my hands.
Right. And also, I like to dance. I don't dance a lot,
I
but
love to dance.
I like to dance. I get out there and kind of, do a little something. But I heard on March the 30th that they are going to be having a dance at 7 o'clock.
It's a community dance, right?
It's a community dance. And what's the name of the place that it's going to be at? The Event Center. And March the 30th at 7 o'clock, they're going to be having a dance there. So
And everybody's invited.
Everybody is invited that
That'll be
want to
fun.
come. That sounds like
We
it'll
need
be a
to all
lot of
go.
fun.
BYOD, or is what?
I
Bring
don't
your own
know.
date?
I mean, just
Bring
come
one.
on out.
I was going to say, what is that? It sounded right.
Well, we know there's other things. But I think that'd be good, and that would be something where people could go out, the community could go out
Right.
and enjoy themselves. And, just say, okay, this could be a hobby for me.
And something else too, I would suggest getting together with a group of people. Get your friends together and y'all just go out, and it ain't even gotta be go out, do something like Marta said. Y'all can just have dinner at the house, or, like what I did was I invited one of my friends. She knows how to paint, and she did an outline for us, and all we did was just paint it in that, inside of it. I mean, do
Or
something
play
fun.
cards.
Play cards, spades. We
Talk
love
about
to
a
play.
book.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I read the definition about what a hobby is, and I mentioned this about collecting. Again, this changes as your generation changes, but I have found that your treasures can soon become your burdens as you get older. So keep that in mind too. And if you have a collection that you really, really adore, then you might want to be looking for someone that might enjoy it or benefit from it or like it as much as you did.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't have to stop and all those treasures just become disheveled items that no
Right.
one cares about.
Listen,
Yeah.
my brother collected Chinese figurine things. Okay, my brother passed away 2012, and I went to Puerto Rico to pack all of his things. And I said, what am I going to do with all these Chinese people? Lord. Anyhow, I took them all, I wrapped them, and I have them in my house.
Okay.
And I brought them, and I have all his little Chinese. I really am not into that.
Yeah.
But I do have
It's the memory of
niece.
him.
I mean, it's not his daughter. We call it niece, but it's my first cousin's daughter. And she's interested. And I said, well, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Yeah.
This collection.
Right.
So that makes it a treasure.
It
Yeah.
is. My sister, she's a collector. She has several different things that she collects. One that she utterly loves is chickens. You know, the old chickens that were kind of candy dishes, or some people use
I know
them
what
for
you're talking
powder
about.
or whatever. She has little chickens, and she has big chickens, and she has multicolored chickens and plain chickens, but she's got them everywhere. And her husband is such a craftsman. He has built shelves all around her dining room and her
wow.
kitchen.
For her chickens.
And she has literally hundreds of these chickens. I don't know where these chickens are going to roost after she passes. But, you know, someone needs to have these chickens that really admires and values them
Right.
too. I wouldn't mind one or two.
Well, see, that kind of what happens when you start collecting things, you know.
If you can't pass on some of the
Yeah.
history and some of the feeling and some of the passion with those things, then they've lost their
They have
lost
lost,
their meaning.
yeah, because my mama had all these chickens and birds and all this stuff, and she left for a little while, and I threw all of them away, and she was furious because they was just junk to me.
Exactly.
So,
But
but
they're
y'all,
treasures to her.
yeah,
Yeah,
and she was upset about that too.
She was mad.
But y'all, this has been great. I have
I
really
really
enjoyed this.
I have loved this. I think hobbies, it's really important in our lives, a way of enjoyment, and I like that, the definition. Something we need to do for ourselves to enjoy. So remember all this, find you something, think about what you like, and find you a class.
Yes,
or
right.
go down the road and find
a
something
hobby.
to collect.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things out there, and find something that you really will enjoy, or just go shopping with your friend.
Right.
That's a good hobby too, right?
That's right. Yes.
So let us pray.
All right.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you. We thank you for friends.
Yes,
we thank
Lord.
you for this program. And we
Yes.
thank you for the opportunity to just enjoy life.
Yes, Lord.
Just to go and just have fun, and in a very fun and Christian way, and
Yes.
just with friends, families, and just collecting and just loving our treasures and our things.
Yes,
Yes,
Lord.
Lord.
So please, dear God, take care of these women, and take care of our families, and just be with all our, oh God, just be with, I forgot the word.
Just be with us.
Just be with our
us.
viewers
Yes, Lord.
also,
Yes,
and
Lord.
be with them.
Yes,
In
Lord.
Jesus Christ I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Join us next time on Hill Country
Country
Network.
Network.
Find a
Let's
hobby.
start.
Find a hobby.
Find your hobby.